right. All right, we're here at the Weber County Ice Sheet for our final Coach's Corner ever. We decided that we are going to revamp the Coach's Corner starting next year. More information will be coming out in May or June once the staff gets together, but this will be our finals Coach's Corner forever. And up here already I have Kenny Orlando. We're going to get going a little bit faster for the simple reason we started a little bit late, waiting for players. Players are back there if you want to go get autographs. We do have food over there, little snacks, and then you guys also get a shot at either trying to score off of Burkins or Humka, Duda, Wilmer, Jacques, and Kuzmakov can try and score off of you at the net. So it's kind of a fan interaction tonight, so do whatever you want to do. We're going to kind of make Coach's Corner a little bit shorter, about an hour and 15 minutes. I've got a couple special guests, but let's talk about this last half of the season, Kenny. Kind of went down in the dumps a little bit with 3 losses and then came right back up with 5 wins. What was the big turnaround on that?
Well, I think obviously we were starting to squeeze our sticks a little tight when stuff wasn't going our way, finding the puck in the back of the net. So we just, the only way to fix it is to keep focusing on it. And we didn't overthink anything. We kind of simplified it down, but we were really just focusing on our quality of our shot, our location of our shot and where they're coming from and why we would take one. Because we're a team, obviously, if you look at the scoreboard, every single night we outshoot basically every opponent that we play. There's a reason for that. It's the way we play the game. But it's also about making sure that those chances that we're getting at the net are quality, and we're putting some stress and duress on the opponent in their net. So focusing on that, I think, has really revamped some confidence within the room. You look at from our skid to getting out of our skid, the amount of goals that have went in, but not only that, the amount of times we put pucks on the net, the amount of times we've earned scoring chances from them. Just simplifying our approach and not trying to overdo things, I think has really helped.
Yeah, I mean, you've outscored them 28-7 the last 5 games. And when you were talking about shots on goal right now, total so far for 48 games, 1,847 versus 1,267. And that just shows the aggressiveness of this team and the good things that are happening.
Yeah, for sure. I think year after year we have teams that put offensively a similar effort on the ice and a similar execution of getting pucks to the right spots on the ice in the offensive zone, and it shows. Our team is in every category, if not number 1, number 2 in the league for creating chances to score. It's fun to watch and get a little bit of that swagger back to having the puck actually fall in the back of the net on some of these chances. I think the guys have. It's a different feel in the locker room the last couple games for sure.
Well, you look at the division placings on goals for and goals against. Right now, goals for, you're leading the league in goals in the division for goals for with 180, and that's just as many shots on goal as 180 goals this year in first place in the division, and then goals against 109 in that second place. So that is about a 71 goal difference right there, and you can't complain about that at all.
No, yeah. With how competitive our division is, I think a lot of the teams would be happy with a break-even type of goal differential. So for where we're at right now, obviously we're very, very ecstatic to see a goal differential number like that. But again, the regular season and the playoffs are different animals. So we're doing what we can right now in the regular season. And once that ends, it ends, and it doesn't mean anything for playoff game 1.
So, and something else that we did notice last weekend, not last weekend, but the weekend before when you played the Casper Warbirds and won that game, it looked like the boys were having a lot more fun out there, a lot more relaxed in the last 3 games. And what do you attribute that? Captains, players, coaching, what do you attribute that?
There's something to be said for what's happening within the room when the door's closed and the coaches are not in there, right? So you need that layer of support from our leadership, not just guys with letters on their jersey, but guys that are leaders within think we were lacking that during that skid of losing 5 games out of 6. I think we were lacking some of that. I think some of the guys in the room got a little complacent, but it was a really nice wake-up call, and the leadership has then since stepped up. And I think coming down the stretch, the successes that we've had, I think should help all of them, especially the leaders, take a little bit of confidence going into the playoffs. So I do attribute the fixings to what's in that room. Being able to bear down and not give up on a season or go into another game with your head down because you've had a tough little slump. That's not just from what the coaching staff is preaching, that's from what the next layer is preaching, and that's the leadership of the group.
And what a great way to come into the playoff season with 5 wins and just keep the momentum going and everything else like that. Let's talk about the playoff system a little bit. I was going to get into that in the second half with you, but right now Idaho Falls Spud Kings are in first place at 76 points. And we are at 69 with 5 games left. There is still time to catch up to that first place, but it's going to have to take a lot of help from the other teams to beat Idaho Falls Spud Kings.
Yeah. At this point in the year, I think stuff's not solidified by any means, but you start to kind of find a spot. I know it's pretty tight with Alliers and Pueblo, but you start to kind of find a spot. And regardless, I think the 4 teams that are going to the playoffs, any team can win any night. I think everyone in here knows that. That's what makes our division better than others, because you look at some of the other divisions, you might have a team playing a certain team and the result's going to be one way. But with our 4 teams in particular that are going into the playoffs, it's definitely going to be a war. Any team has beaten any team in those 4 combinations, however you slice and dice them. So it should make for a really good playoff series, no matter if you finish 1 or 4. You're all of a sudden, you get into those moments at the end of March and early April, and it's, you're doing whatever it takes to make sure you're getting by your opponent, whoever that is at the other side of the ice.
Well, and the nice thing about the first playoff series, we will have home ice advantage, and that's one of the good things. We'd like to have home ice advantage throughout the playoffs, but I remember going up to Idaho Falls Spud Kings and losing the first game and then going up there and beating them twice, if I remember right. Or no, it was 1-1-1.
Yeah, so we won 2 here, and then we passed the puck in our own net. We had to go up there for game 4, and we finished it. So it's a fun building to get to play, and we're looking forward to hopefully seeing them in the second round of playoffs.
All right, Kenny. Well, I'll bring you back at the end. We'll talk about the rest of the season. We've got only 5 games left, 3 home and 2 away, and we'll talk about that and what to look forward to the end of the season. We'll be right back in about 2-3 minutes, and I have one player that we're going to introduce to you and ask a few questions, and then we have a special guest after that. All right, like I said, we're going to keep this Coach's Corner rolling. We don't have a bunch of commercials and everything like we normally do for our YouTube Live. So right now I do have Cam Keene, number 13 up here. Cam, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good today.
All right, hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where you've played.
So I'm 18 years old. I came out here in November. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I played for Honeybaked and Concord, Oakland Junior Grizzlies my entire life.
Okay, and when did you start playing hockey?
I started playing hockey when I was around 4 years old.
Okay, and how do you feel about being part of the Ogden Mustangs? I mean, this has got to be quite different than the Oakland Junior Grizzlies.
Yeah, so when I first moved out here, when I first got in this locker room, the first thing I noticed was just the team atmosphere and how close everyone was with each other. And it really made me want to stay here and be a part of this. And on top of the hockey, just being in the city and how nice it is every day and seeing the mountains everywhere you look is just amazing.
Well, that was my next question. How do you feel about the area? And you just explained that. But what about these fans? I mean, look at the fans that we have right now out here. But even here right now, the fans in the arena when you play.
I mean, so coming from AAA hockey, the most fans you get in the entire crowd is most of your family and friends. So playing in front of like a big crowd cheering for your team specifically is a whole new endeavor, and it was really cool my first game out when we were playing home, just to hear the crowd and really like feel the power of the seventh man out there.
Yeah, and what do you believe is one of your weaknesses, and have you? Let's put it this way: what was one of your weaknesses when you first started, and have you improved it?
One of my weaknesses was probably just I was never usually too connected with the team back when I played in my AAA. But being here, just kind of hanging out with the guys and stuff like that, I feel like I've actually grown in that sense and being able to connect with the team.
So, and I got to ask you, what's your favorite team and who's your favorite player when it comes to hockey?
I got to go with my hometown, the Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, so I grew up watching them the entire life. All time, I'd say Datsyuk's my favorite, but as of right now, it's probably Cider.
Okay. All right. Well, as you know, we do rapid questions. I'll give you about 15 questions, real rapid. Just answer them the best you can. And what do you like most about the position that you play in defense?
I just like being part of both the offense and defense. In the offense, obviously, if you're a goalie, you need to join up there. And then in the defensive zone, being a forward, you just kind of stand. I mean, your job's important, but most of it's done by the D in the corners and stuff like that. So that's what I like about mine, just getting involved.
Okay, where is one place you've always dreamed of going?
I've always wanted to go to Europe, Ireland specifically, because most of my family is Irish. So just kind of going and visiting and just seeing the country.
So you're ready for St. Patrick's Day?
I am.
Okay, that's fine. What's a movie you could watch every day?
Probably Rango.
All right. And if you could have two foods for breakfast for the rest of your life, what would they be?
I gotta go with eggs as a staple, and then probably just eggs and sausage.
Okay. And do you have a nickname?
I do. It's Keener.
Keener? All right. And do you consider yourself a clean or messy person?
Depends on what aspect. I think of myself as a usually pretty clean person, but my bedroom's not looking too good right now, so.
All right.
Too good.
And do you collect anything? Do you have a hobby of collecting anything?
I do. So I have a collection of keychains for cities that I've been to and flown to, and just kind of that, just to look back on.
How big is your collection right now?
Right now, I got about 16. I have a few from New York from flights, and then I got a couple from Ogden, and most of them are from Detroit. And I got one from Hawaii, which is pretty cool.
Okay. What is one thing you'll never do again after trying it for the first time?
I haven't tried it yet. I feel like skydiving because I want to go once, but I don't think it's something that I'd like.
All right. And what was one of your most favorite birthday gifts that you have ever gotten?
When I was 5 years old, my cousin played for Ohio State University, and he's the big guy, big hockey guy, and he's the one who got me into the sport. So I got a signed autographed jersey from my cousin.
Okay. And which music genre do you listen to the most?
Probably like 2010s pop.
Nice. And do you have any pets? If so, what are they and what are their names?
So I have 2 dogs. One's a Yorkie who's, I believe, 12 years old, and his name's Rookie. And then I have a big Newfoundland Bernese Mountain Dog mix that is currently 6 years old, and his name's Rufus.
All right. And what's your favorite kind of weather?
I like sunny. I love it sunny out like it is right now.
Okay. On a scale from 1 to 10, how funny do you think you are?
To myself, I think I'm like a 7, 8 to myself, but I think probably like more like a 4 or 5.
All right. And what's your favorite way to have fun and your favorite way to relax?
So my favorite way to relax is I like to play video games with my friends, and then my favorite way to have fun is going to the beach and playing beach volleyball and stuff like that.
Okay. And what is your favorite subject in school?
I always loved history.
Okay. And the final question, and I take it off of another person that's always asked this: if you could share a meal with any 3 individuals, living or dead, who would they be and why?
First one would probably be my grandpa, just because he passed a couple years ago, and that was kind of tough for me. And then the other 2 would probably, I don't know, it's probably Anna Darmus, because she's my celebrity crush. And then we'll say my sister, just because I'm always paying for her meals, so she'd probably find a way to join anyways.
Oh, okay. All right, so normally what we do is we go ahead and have any questions that any of the fans want to ask. Does anybody have any questions out here? We do have a wireless mic. Any questions? We do not have a text line tonight, so I think you might get off easy.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, Cam King, good luck for the rest of the season, and play well.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back in a few minutes. Okay, we're going to go again. As most of you know, you see these specialty jerseys that's on myself and the players. These are going to be auctioned off. Right now, believe it or not, the online auction is going on right now. So if you want to go to app.galabid.com/Raptors Night 2025, we have all the jerseys but 8 of them. The other 8 are going to live auction. First intermission will be number 91, Tommy Jacques, number 94, Grant Hyman, number 21, Owen Hendrickson, and number 93, Ryan Tong. That is the first intermission this coming Thursday. And then the second intermission will be number 55, Roman Cherniak, number 88, Brody Senko, number 77, Cole Wilmer, and, of course, Murray's. So those are going to be the live auction. Everybody else's is online right now at galabid.com. Go /Raptors Night 2025. Something that we have done in the past with the Ogden Mustangs, with the Ogden Raptors, is we've combined forces and self-promoted in between both organizations. And it is going to be a very special night Thursday night. It is Ogden Raptors Night. We will have Augie here, the Ogden Raptors mascot here also. Special puck drop. We'll have our GM here. And I'm bringing up our special guest, who is our head coach of the Ogden Raptors, Evan Parker. This is his second year, and I want to welcome him. to Coach's Corner here at the Ogden Mustangs. Good. Oh, no problem. I'm glad you can make it. Trevor couldn't make it, so I figured I'd bring you up here. Something you guys don't know about Evan is he is homegrown Ogden.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your baseball history.
So I grew up in Ogden, Utah. I went to Bonneville High School, which is about 8 or 10 minutes away from here. Played at Utah Tech University. I was drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers. Had 3 pretty major elbow surgeries and was able to get in as a coach in 2021, and so been able to work my way up to be the manager now of the Raptors, and I'm very proud to represent my hometown, and I love it here. We have a great sports community. It's obvious with the people that come out and support the Mustangs. The Raptors, we lead the league every year in the highest amount of attendance, and it's very clear that we have a great community of sports fans here.
Yeah, and you can see right here at the Coach's Corner, what a great showing tonight. One of the big things is, what's the team look like this year? I mean, you've been out recruiting and signing guys to contracts. How many guys have you signed so far? And how many does the team consist of?
So right now, I don't like to bring too many guys into spring training. I like to try to get the team right if I can. Right now, my number is probably around 30 to 32. We'll cut down to 25. You do have to bring enough guys in. You have to consider the injuries might be a part of it. You have to consider that guys might not show up and be who you thought they were going to be, and then you have to also consider that guys are going to show up and surprise you. So 35 is probably my max number at this point, but we'll cut down to 25, and then obviously with the Pioneer League tryout, they'll allow you a 26 player if you take a player from one of those drafts. So 26 will be the most.
And how do the players look right now? I know you're bringing a few back, but there's a lot of new players coming into the Ogden Raptors.
Sure. But we've actually been able to bring back a decent amount of our returners, which is good because going into last year, we had a lot of guys age out from our championship team in 2023. And, that second year of experience is really, really big. And when you look at our pitching side, you look at our offensive side and defensive side, we actually do have a pretty decent amount of returners. I'm going to do some guys some favors and get them into some older leagues in different parts of the country. But I'm very happy with where we are right now.
So, and the season starts in May. You are going to have a tryout camp or a training camp. And then that's where you're going to do it. And the week before Memorial Week is actually an away stand. So looking forward to that. If anybody's interested in tickets, let's talk about tickets. The season tickets are on sale. We are also selling box seat tickets for certain games, but there's some really special things going on at the ballpark this year too. Something that I wanted to kind of put out there is we have something going on every night of the week. On Tuesday nights, we're giving a cap giveaway. Wednesday nights, $2 hot dogs with the purchase of a large Pepsi or product or alcoholic beverage. Thursday nights are always going to be our Thirsty Thursdays. Friday night is a t-shirt giveaway. Saturday is a mystery giveaway, which could be a bobblehead, it could be a bat, it could be something else. And then Sunday is one of those big ones where it is Free Food Sunday, where all the food most of the food in the concession stands will be for free. All you got to do is pay for your drinks. So we're trying to bring more people out, just like what the Mustangs are averaging. What are we averaging? Usually around 800 to 1,000.
Yeah,
8 to 1,000, where we average around 3,300 per game throughout the season. So we do lead the league. So hopefully everything goes good. Wanted to make sure we introduced Evan. It is a big night. What do you think about the collaboration between the Mustangs and the Raptors?
No, it's great. Like I said, I mean, the community of sports fandom in Ogden this is a great organization. Everybody that I met from the front office to the coaches to the players, just top-notch organization. I just wanted to send a shout out to the guys that are on the team, man. You know, you guys have clinched a playoff spot. Once you get into that playoff format, anything can happen. It doesn't matter who's in first place. It does not matter at all. You know, with our format going into 2023 when we won our ring, you get there and it's
a whole new game.
Yeah,
It's
and
a whole new season.
All of what you do in the regular season is getting you ready to be in that playoff, you know, series. And I'm not exactly sure how the series go, but you know, it's the belief that you can go in and make anything happen. And I'm going to be pulling for you guys, and I enjoy watching you guys play. And there's some legitimate talent here, man. So I'm really pulling for you guys, and this is a great organization, and from top to bottom.
So, Evan, greatly appreciate you coming tonight.
Thank you,
and we'll see you Thursday night here at the hockey game.
Absolutely, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Best of luck to you guys. And what is it? An NCPC Cup?
It is the Deneen Cup.
A Deneen Cup. Yeah, go get that cup, man. Go make it happen. I'm pulling for you guys.
All right, we'll be right back in a couple minutes with a couple more players. Coach's Corner. Like I said, we're going to try and speed things up a little bit, make it an hour. We got plenty of other special guests. Plus, since this is our last Coach's Corner, I'm going to bring up a couple other guys at the end and kind of reminisce about a few Coach's Corners that we had and so forth and so on. But I'm going to bring up a couple players now. Tommy Fetterman, number 19, and Giannis Camp, number 29. Come on up. Put you guys in the hot seat, right? Is that what we call it? All right, guys. Tommy, why don't you go first? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, where your last team was.
Yeah, I'm from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, in the Philadelphia area, and I played for the Philadelphia Junior Flyers 18 unit team last year.
And how old were you when you started playing hockey?
And I was in first grade, I think. however old that is, 6 years old, 7.
6 years old, is that when you first put up on skates, or did you have skates on before that?
I was skating a little bit before that, but I started taking hockey a little more seriously.
All right, and Giannis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's a few minutes away from Minneapolis. What was the other question? When did I start skating?
Yeah, when did you start skating? Where did you play last? How old were you when you started playing hockey?
So I was 5 or 6, I think, when I started playing hockey. Skating a little bit before that. But my last team was in Pembroke, Ontario.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll ask both of you guys this, and you can share it. How do you feel about being part of the Mustangs?
It's been awesome so far. I have all good things to say. Just as far as the hockey goes, it's amazing, and the aspects of the community and the village and everything, it's been a great experience.
Giannis?
Yeah, I just feel like the main thing that brings it together is all the boys and how close we are as a family. So, yeah.
And how do you love the area? Have you ever been out this far before?
Can't say I ever have, and I love it. It's great here.
So,
I've been out to Salt Lake before, but it's been good so far. Yeah.
okay, and let me ask you a couple other questions. When you first started the season, what do you believe one of your weaknesses were? And have you improved it, and how have you improved it?
That's a good question. I think just with any team coming in, you gotta build chemistry and you gotta bring the younger guys into the group. And so I think we've done a really good job of bringing the team together and bonding and building some chemistry.
I thought you were going to take that from a personal level. I was going to say I was pretty slow between the posts. Gotten a little faster with that, but now the boys know I can't catch the puck sometimes during practice, so we're still working on that one a little.
But isn't that what it's all about, is the practice and getting better and
Yes,
improving?
yeah.
So that's the big thing. All right, and who's your favorite player and team for hockey?
Oh man, this is a tough one because I'm from Philly, but my dad and I are big Blackhawks fans. I'm a big Jonathan Taves fan.
I'm going to have to say, even though I'm a Minnesota Wild fan, and this goes against my roots, I'm a Connor Hellebuyck fan.
Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do those speed questions real quick. Tommy, we'll go with you first. How has hockey impacted your life?
I think it's just been a huge part of shaping who I am and the character I have, just in every single way.
And what 3 words would you use to describe yourself?
I'd say I'm smart, funny, and charismatic.
Okay. Other than hockey, what is your favorite sport you like to watch?
I would say golf.
Golf?
Yeah.
Okay. Which phone app do you use the most?
Instagram.
What do you wish you did more of?
I like playing pickleball. I wish I could get out and play more pickleball.
All right. Describe your perfect meal from start to finish.
I have to go. I'm a big breakfast for dinner kind of guy. So I'd go with some French toast and eggs and some bacon. That's just a solid meal right there.
All right. And what new thing would you like to try that you've never done before?
I've never been skiing or snowboarding in my life. I'd really like to give that a shot.
Okay, and if you could instantly be an expert in something, what would it be?
Business.
And do you have a favorite TV show, and what is it?
Game of Thrones.
Do you have a big fear of something, and what is it?
Not that I can say. No.
Okay. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which one would it be?
That's actually a good question.
Okay, we'll come back to that one. How do you relax when you're stressed out?
Take a nap, go for a walk.
Okay, what are you most grateful in life for?
My family.
What emoji do you use the most often?
Probably the face with like the really wide eyes, kind of flashing a little bit.
All right. What is your most favorite quote? Boy, I'm stunned.
I don't know. I don't want to say you miss 90% of the shots you don't take, because that's an easy one. But there you go. Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay, we're going back to the other one. Animal. Which one would it be?
I'll say a falcon.
Okay. And if you could share a meal with any 3 individuals, living or dead, who would they be and why?
I'll go with Michael Jordan, Chris Bumstead, and Jonathan Chase.
All right. Giannis, you ready?
I think so.
Okay, what are your goals in life?
Oh, I hard out the gate.
Hey, I thought I'd get the hard one over with first.
Finish up juniors, go to college. I got accepted to vet school, so probably gonna be doing that.
Okay. Who is your hero and why?
My dad for his work ethic.
Okay, if you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be and why?
I don't know. Climb Mount Everest in a day. That'd be fun.
All right, what is your most favorite family tradition?
Right after Thanksgiving, we go to Home Depot and we get a Christmas tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who would you want to be stranded on a deserted island with? And that's anything. Anybody.
Anybody. All right, I'm going to keep it within the team on this one. I'm going to say Cam Keen, because he's pretty resourceful.
Okay. What's your favorite zoo animal?
Giraffe.
What's the most unusual thing that you have ever eaten, and did you like it or not?
Conch. Did not like it.
Okay. If you had a time machine for the weekend, where would you go and why?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Come back to me on that one.
Okay. What talent do you wish you had?
Be multilingual.
Who do you ask for advice when you have to make a difficult decision?
That one would again be my dad.
All right. And if you could be any movie or TV character, who would you be?
Michael Scott.
And do you talk to yourself?
Occasionally.
If you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, but different artists could sing it, what song would that be?
The Cave by Mumford & Sons.
All right. Do you have a pet?
I do.
If he or she could talk, what would you think they might say about you?
Stop overfeeding me.
Okay. I know that one. Who is your favorite Disney character?
I'm gonna go Stitch.
Stitch. And let's go back. If you had a time machine for the weekend, where would you go and why?
Still stumped on this one. I think I would go back. I would go back to my senior year of high school spring break because I had a great time on a golf trip with my buddies.
All right. And if you could have dinner or share a meal with any 3 individuals, living or dead, who would they be and why?
Adam Sandler, Peter Griffin, and Lightning McQueen.
Okay. Lightning McQueen. That's a good one. I've never heard that one before. All right, so now we leave it up to our fans out there. Does anybody have a question for him?
So we actually have a question from YouTube Live.
Oh, really?
From everybody's favorite billet dad. This one is for Fetty. Who makes better pancakes, Chris or Katie?
No comment. I'm neutral.
We have another question over here, Tim.
Just like to know how they were approached to play for the Mustangs and what they felt when they first contacted them.
All right, if you guys didn't hear it, how were you approached from the Mustangs and how did you feel about it? Am I right?
Yeah, how were you approached to come play for the
Yep.
Mustangs?
So I had met Kenny previously, but got a phone call from him. They offered me a tender last year. And looking at these guys and what they did last year, I was all on board. So
After I left my team in Canada, my agent reached out to Dreyer, and I got to get the opportunity to practice here for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks right before Christmas. I was really thankful for the opportunity. You know, I just kind of stuck here, and that's where I ended up.
Any other questions? Well, gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming up, and hopefully they weren't too hard questions. But good luck, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Let's go get it.
Thank you. Yep, thank you.
All right. All right, again, folks, in about 10 minutes, they're going to have different shooters and goalies out there. At 7 o'clock, it will be Simcoe, Walsh, Bendel, Bartfield, and then Giannis is actually going out and goaltending out there. Yeah, at 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock. All right. We're going to keep on going, and he doesn't know I'm bringing him up, and the reason is because I was going to bring him up last Coach's Corner, but he is my new color commentator, Josh Sparrow. Get up here, buddy. Guys, I had Tim Broussard, who is our director of broadcasting, and he has gone into the broadcasting part, and he brought Josh on, and I wanted to introduce Josh because without Josh, the Flow Sports wouldn't be what it is without his insight. All I do is talk about it. He has the insight. He goes over and talks to the coaches. He talks to the players. And I wanted to introduce him to everybody because he is a very important person in this broadcast, and he has some hockey background. So I kind of want to get to know you a little bit, if that's okay. You do play hockey. Where are you from originally? Are you from Utah originally?
Yeah, I grew up in Clearfield.
Grew up in Clearfield. When did you start playing hockey and everything else like that?
I was a little late to the party playing hockey. I didn't start until I was 14 years old. I played baseball my entire life at that point, but I always had an affinity for hockey, but I'm kind of old, so back then it was kind of hard to find teams and whatnot, so.
And so what got you into hockey? Why hockey and not baseball?
That's a good question. I always thought hockey just looked so cool, and I loved it sounds silly, but I loved the uniforms, and my aunt took me to some Golden Eagles games growing up, and just an amazing atmosphere, and so I just kind of wanted to be part of it.
And you're still playing? Or
still, yeah.
Part-time?
Still play, just in beer leagues. So just a bunch of old guys trying to relive their glory days, pretty much.
Well, and we tease about it on air. But, you know, when Tim got a hold of you, he told me that he was bringing you on. I really didn't know much about you. And I got to ask, how did you feel when Tim asked you to be color?
Kind of just doing him a favor. To be honest with you, he's those of you who watch the broadcast, he's really revamped a lot of stuff. The graphics are amazing. We've got pictures of the starting lineup, actually like headshots and multiple angles. It's really come a long way. So he needed to be kind of more behind the scenes to make sure that was all running smoothly. So he just knew that I had some experience playing hockey, some insight, and apparently thought I was well spoken enough and articulate that I could make it work. So start off as just doing him a favor, and the favor's still going how many games later. So.
Well, I'm not gonna stop that favor because I'll tell you what, you've really improved the broadcast, and I really appreciate you. And like I said, I wanted to bring him up, introduce. Let's go for 5 more wins, and let's go after the playoffs. I mean, we're excited. Him and I get to talk a lot. If you haven't watched one of the broadcasts, we like to have fun.
Yep.
And that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure. So we're looking forward to it.
All right. Well, guys, this is Josh Sparrow, my color guy. Greatly appreciate you coming up.
Thank you.
I know.
Kind words. Appreciate it.
All right. I've got one more player, and it is number 9, Leo Burns. Come on up, Leo. Like I said, we're going to try and move this on so everybody can enjoy the rest of the night. Leo, how are you feeling? I know you've been a little bit ill, but
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
good. Hey, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, last team you played for, and when you started skating and when you started playing hockey.
Well, I'm from Harlan, Wisconsin, near Milwaukee. Shout out to whoever was drafted by the Brewers. That's my team. But my last team was the Provo Predators last year. And I started skating when I was about 3 years old, I think. We were up on the lake, so
Yeah.
I would skate on the lake.
And then when did you start playing hockey?
I think about 5 years old.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about being part of this team? I mean, being part of this Mustangs team.
I've loved being a part of it. This is my third team out here in the West, and it's my favorite. So from the billets to the hockey, the quality of coaching and playing, everything, I love it.
So I know you played for the Provo Predators. Did you enjoy it down there too?
Yeah, I love it in Utah.
So you played against us last year.
I did, yeah.
How was it playing against us last year?
We always got up for those games because, we have such a good crowd here and stuff. So it was always so fun to play in here. And I got a concussion in here actually last year. The noise was a little much, but it was always fun to play.
All right. And what do you believe was one of your weaknesses when you first started, and how have you been doing to improve it? And have you improved it?
I think just working my way into the systems, becoming more aware and detailed defensively. I think I've gotten better at that since being here.
Okay. And who's your favorite hockey team player?
My favorite team is the Boston Bruins. That's where my dad's from. So, and my favorite player is Charlie McAvoy.
Okay. All right. Ready for rapid questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready? What's your mindset during a game, and do you have any pregame rituals that you want to talk about? Sometimes the pregame rituals you don't like to talk about.
No, I don't have anything crazy. I kind of go up on the top up there and just chill for a while, and I do the same warm-up, and then I come down and get ready, but I don't have any crazy superstitions.
Okay. Describe your perfect day.
Like here, or in
A
general?
perfect day. Just a
perfect day. Wake up, play 18 holes, and then go to the beach probably.
All right. What is on the top 3 of your bucket list to do?
Go to Japan.
That's 1. 2 more.
Go to Italy and Switzerland.
All right. How would your friends describe you?
Probably easygoing.
Okay. If you could be a superhero, who would you be?
Batman.
I loved how you said that. What is your favorite holiday?
4th of July.
What's your go-to fast food restaurant?
Culver's.
What's your favorite subject in school?
History.
If you could join any past or current music group, which would you want to join?
Motley Crue.
What is your number 1 goal in life?
Start a family.
All right. Does your family have any big traditions, and what is it?
We don't have any crazy traditions. A new tradition, my dad recently bought a property down in Tennessee, and we've been going there regularly, so going to the cabin down there.
All right. Do you sing in the shower?
Sometimes.
What would you do if you won the lottery?
Probably buy my parents something.
What are you most thankful for?
My family and all the opportunities that I get.
And if you could have any animal as a pet, any animal, what would it be?
Lion.
Okay. And if you could share a meal with any 3 individuals, dead or alive, living or dead, who would they be and why?
Brad Marchand, Tiger Woods, and Charles Barkley.
All right.
That'd be fun.
Do we have any questions out here? None right there. All right, Leo. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you much.
Appreciate it.
All right. I said we were going to have another special guest, and then we'll bring Kenny along for the last segment. Dave Berth. I knew he was coming, and we were going to talk about some of the coaches' corners that we've been to, what we've done. Since this is our last coaches' corner ever, we will not be going to any more restaurants. If I remember right, Tim, we're planning on possibly doing a podcast, Facebook, or something like that. We haven't decided yet. But Dave's been around a little bit, as we know. He took my place as a PA announcer, and then I came back, and some great memories of coaches' corners that we've had.
Yeah, how long have we been doing this?
15 years.
Has it been? Yeah, it's been that long.
It's been 15 years.
Yeah, I started announcing in 2019. So.
Yeah, so it's been a while. One of the favorite coaches' corners that I remember is my very first autism awareness weekend with the Dan K show up here.
Yeah.
And how big the production was and everything else like that. And, I had never done coaches' corners before, and that was quite the experience on that one.
Yeah, it was. Oldie was a big guy. He was very humble.
Yeah.
Especially when he was talking about his kid and the whole autism awareness and what it meant to him, and it really brought a different perspective to the whole fundraising part of that weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the other ones that I remember is Utah. Our very first one outside that we had never done before. That was quite interesting.
That's a great setting right there with the ball field right there.
Yeah, it is. Talk about that. But anyway, guys, one of the reasons I want to bring Dave up, he has subbed in for me a couple times, and I do want to thank you for subbing in for Coach's Corner for me. A lot of memories we've had together, so it's great. Just want to say thank you very much for everything, and last Coach's Corner. It's quite interesting.
Well, bigger and better in the future, right?
Yep, exactly. But anyway, guys, he's the voice of the Mustangs here in the arena. I greatly appreciate him. Thanks, Dave.
Thanks.
All right, let's bring Kenny up one more time. We're going to go over the last schedule. Kenny, are you? Yeah, he's back there. That way the fans can meet with the players and have a good time. They were here till 8 o'clock. Trying to move this along a little bit, as you can see. Big 5 games coming up. 2 against Casper, 2 against the Outliers, and 1 against Idaho Falls. One of the special ones, our only Thursday night game that we have this year. Here at the arena against the Casper Warbirds. They're going to come back wanting to win.
Yeah, they've changed a lot ever since our assistant coach Ray Trombley went over there and took the head coaching job. He's done a nice job organizing and structuring the group where they're not, they're much tougher to play against now. And it just comes down to executing, because they're another team that has good structure. So, but getting to play on a Thursday night and a Tuesday night, a couple different looks for us. Seeing them both times on non-Friday, Saturday night type of games. But I think it's exciting what we're getting to do this Thursday night with the Raptors and bringing them into the building for that. It should be a fun event. So.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of go on that one. 3 years ago, I finally met Kenny and Sean, and what a great partnership we've had together as Ogden Raptors and Ogden Mustangs. And why did you come to us asking to join in?
Well, I think it's just more of a sense of the camaraderie of the 2 big sports teams here doing what we do best, and that's embracing the community, kind of getting together and showing the support for each other. Throughout the summer we like to come and support the Raptors, be a part of that as much as we possibly can. And obviously I know that they like to reciprocate the efforts through their off season as well. So I think the biggest thing when we were looking at that approach and coming to you guys was more of just, can we make this, can we make this something bigger and better? Kind of joining forces there, you're able to you're able to share fans, share community, but I think that it gives the people, you guys, it gives you an opportunity to look forward to something throughout the entire year, right? Whether it's our off season or theirs, you have something to support and something to cheer for within our great town here. So it's a pretty cool, uniting feeling.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for the jerseys. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. I mean, baseball-inspired jerseys. Greatly appreciate it. And all the proceeds are going back to the Mustangs to go back east on the auction. As I stated, if you are interested, go online, app.gallopit.com/Raptors Night 2025. They're online right now on the auction, and there's a lot of them on there. I think you guys ordered extra numbers too. Mm-hmm. It seems like, so there's a lot on there, and then we do have the 8 live auctions. Then Saturday, let's get to Saturday, Idaho Falls Spud Kings, the last time they'll be here for the regular season. Tough team. We were talking about the record against them, and you kind of mentioned something to the fact that it was kind of the same record that we had against the Utah Outliers last year when we took them in 3 games.
Yeah, I think just a little, looking through those numbers there on our records against each opponent, just very eerily similar to last season when we were the 1 seed playing against the 2 seed, but we had a pretty poor record against the Outliers in the regular season. Going into the playoffs, obviously it's a different game like we've all talked about, but we were able to fix and prepare and be ready for those things. But that's kind of what you're seeing with that record right now against Idaho Falls, is just under 500. And in playoffs was a completely different story where we stepped up our game and our opponent couldn't match it. And that's what we're looking to do. We're trying to prepare for that over the next couple of weeks.
Yep. And then next Tuesday is an unscheduled game. It was a postponement from the Casper game, so we're going back to Casper on the 18th for a one-night game, and then we finish the following weekend against the Utah Outliers down there in West Valley City, and then our final regular game will be on the 22nd against the Utah Outliers, which is, I believe, Fan Appreciation Night. And is that a blackout night?
Yeah.
Okay. So, tough games. Could be the spoilers for the Utah Outliers to put them in fourth place.
You never know. With how tight this is, you got to play and see every game all the way through, right? That's why we scheduled 53, and you're probably not going to know where you stand until the end of 53. So.
Yeah. Well, Kenny, any final words before our last Coach's Corner? You've done plenty of Coach's Corners.
Yeah.
Any memories that you have on some of these Coach's Corners?
No, it's great to hear all the different personalities from the different guys and where they come from, and I know the fans and you guys all appreciate that, getting to learn about these guys, so we appreciate your support over the years, coming to some of these events in different spots. I know we were at Steiny's for a while where things really didn't change. It felt like we were doing the same thing over and over again, and that was still a great production. It just was heavy on the quantity that we were doing, so we've been adjusting and playing with this over the years on how often we do these, why we do them. But no, I just thank you guys for the support. We appreciate everything, and the guys are going to put their best effort on the ice to reciprocate everything that you have done for them, to show thanks for the support along the way. So, moving forward, we've talked about it already. Once we have details on how we're going to be revamping this and changing the experience, you all know about that via social media, in person, however it may be. Once we have the details, we'll share them with all of you guys, but we just appreciate you coming and supporting the guys. And ultimately, this is the sense of community that we're looking for, and we build off of, and we thrive off of going into the playoffs. So the guys need this. It's very important, and usually this, like I'm sure you guys have seen the video that went up recently, the 7th man, that we posted about, was it just yesterday or today? Today. That's you guys. It's you guys being the support system that you are within the ring. So we appreciate that, and I know the guys are going to give everything they have here down the stretch. So.
Well, my final word is thank you for 3 years. Accepting me doing Coach's Corner, I really appreciate the support that you have given me to do Coach's Corner. I'm looking for the new revamped, whatever we decide to do. Looking forward to it. Now, let's go win a cup.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is the final Coach's Corner. Thanks everybody for coming out. Enjoy your time here. Go shoot some pucks against the players. Get some food. Get some autographs. Let's just have a good time for the last hour. St.